Hello again, friends. Welcome back to Interesting Rulings. Today I'm going to touch on a few more specific interactions with link attack abilities, damage reduction, and the play timings around them. To begin with, we have the rulings of damage reducing cards like White Dragon Shield and Drago Keeper versus Penetrate. For those of you unaware, link attacking with cards that have Penetrate does not combine the criticals of the units into one lump sum of damage. It actually divides them out into multiple separate packets of damage. In the case of Drago Keeper, you can see why it's doubly as effective, but in the case of White Dragon Shield, well, you can see why it's not a good card. The turn player chose to resolve the penetrate of their one critical unit first. Because White Dragon Shield procs when damage would be dealt, it gets consumed on this one critical swing. Then any subsequent damage would be reduced by Drago Keeper, which procs after White Dragon Shield. So as you can see in this example, White Dragon Shield literally reduced no damage that wouldn't have already been reduced if it wasn't even played. Then Quan's Vi comes in and bops the opponent for 2 damage after Drago Keeper, securing the game. In the second example, I will show you why Turiel is amazing, because you choose the order in which you resolve on attack abilities by always choosing to resolve Turiel last. You guarantee that your opponent cannot play a damage reduction counter in response to your on attack abilities and have it reduce the damage of your link attack without being at risk for spell nullification by Brethren Guard. This is because Turiel is always the very last thing that you choose to resolve before the general play timing for counters occurs. This allows you to bypass Black Dragon Shield and Chillax as counterplay options for them responding to your link attacks to avoid spell nullification. Long story short, Turiel is a boss. Our final example is all about based Meteor Rain Dragon. Meteor Rain's ability says, counter, act, Burning Meteor. You may discard 2 dungeon enemies from your hand. If you do, destroy a monster on your opponent's field. Like all abilities that say may, the cost is entirely optional. That being said, you don't even have to have the ability to pay the cost to activate the skill. As you can see in this example, I declared Burning Meteor without having 2 dungeon enemies in my hand. My opponent doesn't know that though, so they respond to Burning Meteor by playing Wrath Trigger. Because they played Wrath Trigger, they no longer have the life or gauge to cast Demonica on my Divine Protection of Shalsana. By using this bluff, I was able to have my dungeon enemies steal what was a guaranteed win from the Adil Diablos player. This concludes another exciting episode of Interesting Rulings. I feel like these are slowly drifting away from rulings themselves and more into how playtiming works. I'm actually planning on making a guide to playtiming in the near future. That's all I have for now. See you later.